Hello everybody, my name is Page, and today I'll be looking at LEGO Star Wars set number 75348 Mandalorian Fang Fighter vs TIE Interceptor. The set was released in 2023, where it retails for about €100, although I got mine for 80 already, which is pretty great. The set comes with 4 minifigures, of which I believe one of them is unique to this set. Oh, and the droid maybe also, so 2. Well, let me just get into those minifigures first, and they'll then go on to the builds afterwards. So, starting with the 2 villain figures, that being a TIE Pilot and R2-E6 as the astromech droid. I do quite like having another black having a black astromech droid for the Imperials. Pretty cool one. I like the printing. No back printing on the torso piece and a pretty steady line. So, I mean, that's about all you can ask for. The TIE Fighter pilot is, or TIE Pilot simply, yeah, not even stating fighter, is a pretty cool variant. I do quite like him. Although there's one thing, I do quite like the leg printing, by the way. I do get annoyed that they're showing some skins through there. The old face printing with the black and then having skin at the front would be better. Then again, I forgot it was a she. Her face is pretty good, and it's fine to get another face print of a different skin color actually. No back face printing because of course it would have been seen, but to get another TIE Fighter pilot is pretty great. Simple blaster, and the droid, I quite like them. To the Mandalorians. So next up we have the Mandalorian, as he's still called, but Din Djarin, and we have a Mandalorian fleet commander next to him. And first off, I will simply show you this, which is, ooh, why aren't you focusing? Too close, okay. This is a new blade for the Darksaber, and I'm in between two things, where I do quite like having a unique blade being a lot thinner and more square and having the appropriate size, but I am really missing a good hilt, and I'm missing the white stripes, so it's a 50-50 for me. But getting a second one in the set, in my case, I don't know if it will be with everyone, then it's pretty fine and actually good, because now my Darth Maul has at least a good piece. So it's a step in the right direction, but it's not great. But let's get to the figures. For the Mandalorian, he uses his new helmet printing, which is different from the previous one. Getting one of these back here, where this one was simply the black printing. This has the shadows, but looks pretty cool. Oh, it does have shadows. Well, it has shadows and it has lines at the top, so making it look very cool. The rest of the printing is the same on this guy, but now finally having a face print. No ulterior face, which is a bit weird. Although I don't think the skin tone is perfect. I would have said it needed to be like 1 shade darker, but that's nitpicking. For the fleet commander figure, comes with a thermal detonator, comes with a bit of the cool blasters, and he gives me a lot of vibes of the original Mandalorian warriors. So if I just get one of those, he gives me a lot of vibes of this one, and especially if you, this one is not included by the way, but if you compare the torso prints, they look like they could be of the same battalion. It's just these look very dated, but in that case I really like the continuity. He also comes with a face print, which I believe does have a back face, which could be used for like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson or something. And he also comes with a hairpiece, so that's pretty great. Now taking off the jetpack so you can actually see the back torso printing on this guy. Pretty standard, and I believe we've all seen the back torso printing of Mando himself. So here that is, looking pretty good. So now going on to the, let's go with the Fang fighter first. So this set comes with two big vehicles, two big starships, and this being the first one, being the Mandalorian Fang fighter. These ships were actually in the series, although in season 3 of the Mandalorian, although I believe they were a tiny bit more blue, where it's using white and dark gray, but I think these should have been better at sand blue. But that's just a slight issue. It does look pretty good. It's actually bigger than I thought it would be. When I saw the box, it felt very small, and now that I have the box next to it, it is. I know why I thought it, because it's showing smaller on the box. But it's actually pretty big, and it looks really cool. It also has the same linings on the bottom. It also has a place for two spring-loaded shooters, which we most likely already know, where you can put one in there, and when you press it down, it shoots off. Pretty okay feature. I personally lose mine because they get shot off all the time, but nonetheless, looks pretty cool. I would have wanted it to be the Gauntlet, I believe it's called, the other ship which was released like 2 or 3 years ago, but then again they've already released that set, so this is a good alternative. Then you can of course place a minifigure in there, and first off you can open this little compartment here, which has just a bit of space where you can put his gun and his thermal detonator, and you can close it back up, and you can place the minifigure in here. And I do really like how cozy this seat feels, where it has controls, it has like handlebars and actually cushioning. So, but as said, you can sit him in there, make sure his rangefinder is a bit to the bottom, and then he fits in there like he's supposed to, and he can actually control the ship, which is pretty strong, by the way. I can pick it up right here and not be worried that it will break off on me. So it's pretty sturdy, pretty flat, which is supposed to be. But let's go on to the TIE Interceptor. And here we have the TIE Interceptor. First of all, I love these kinds of ships. The newer TIEs are really great. You can see it's kind of wibbly, which is one thing I don't like. But the new TIE ships are really great, so I'm trying to get my hands on the previous two, being the Bomber and the regular TIE Fighter, just to get a more modern lineup than the ones I have. Looks pretty cool. Was a bit repetitive with the wings, but what you expect with the TIE Fighter or Interceptor. I do quite like the wings. I do like how they have this small sliver without having like a expensive construction on the top, so that's a good design. It's pretty much the same on both sides, just mirrored, but I really like how they tiled it off, and it's pretty good to handle. You can pick it up at the back and it doesn't like move about. It's sturdy, doesn't go anywhere, looks really cool. It's a bit unstable. I do like this lining in the middle, which is like something they shouldn't have, or simply could have done without, but have done it. Having the like engine kind of things. Looking pretty cool. Having this the right way around this time. Good job, Lego. Also having a place for some spring-loaded shooters in here, which you can simply add in there and you can shoot them off, just like the Fang fighter. And there's also, of course, a place to put the TIE fighter pilot in there, or the TIE pilot, where you can simply open this cockpit and open the roof, make her sit down, put her in there. Would work if the blaster is either removed or to the front. Then she can simply, it's not working for me. They should simply sit down, close them back up, and you have it closed back up. What I really like is how they use these like wheel mud guards to go around the TIE fighter piece, where it closed it off really nice. And overall, this cockpit is really well ball formed, so in that case it really works. And of course it's very swooshable, it doesn't go anywhere. You can like set it up this way, it doesn't break, it's fairly strong. You can set it up however you want, to the side. To the side's not so good with this one thing, but it can hold itself. It's just, I will probably put mine on a bit of a stand in the middle and setting it up here so that the wings don't bend inwards, which over time can like cause cause these joints to come out. So that's one thing to be wary about. But now, of course, I need to say which of the fighters I like more, the Fang fighter or the Interceptor. And yeah, that's a really hard one. I really like both of them. I'll probably say the Interceptor simply because it's Imperial, and so it's like a slight edge, but they're pretty close. And that's one thing that's really interesting. I didn't think that I would love the Fang fighter this much, so that's a big plus. Also, the set price, well, it's kind of like 40 to 60, or like more 45 to 55 price range, not equally using the same pieces or something, but it is like to be considered. And for a 50-50 ratio, it isn't the same, but for price, it would be alright if you could buy this set for €50, or this set for €50 would be a bit expensive. But for my deal, for 40 and 40, it's really great. Both of them are really great. The minifigures, it lacks like something. For €100, you would think you get more than 3 figures and an astromech. At least a hairpiece for Din Djarin, but it's not the worst. So yeah, I would say the value is there. If you can get it for a bit of a cheaper price, then it's amazing. And you can, of course, army build, because getting more Mandalorians and more ships in Star Wars is never a wrong thing. And these aren't highly specified ships. So in that case, it really works. But that was it for this video, and I will see you in the next one. Have a nice day.